This is the W2 report with Sanji Himura. Here's Sanji.
Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of the W2 Report. This is our smooth finish for the 2025 year. Let's go over the ground rules with Lord Crocker Squirrel as always.
Rule 1, peanut the dick. Rule 2, if you have questions, please refer to rule number 1. Rule 3, we shall try and figure out a way to speak proper English. That one's for Sanji.
Yes. Yes, because I most certainly need to learn how to say if I can learn how to speak English today.
Yep. Yes,
Because-
that's right, folks. We're going to tell you about some gamings and some stuff to end 2025, which is tomorrow.
Yes.
So last stream for a couple.
Last stream for a couple of days because we're gonna start 2026 with a bang.
Aha! And if you would frack that up, I'm telling you, we'd have laughed at you until 2026 starts. Seriously, because you almost did.
But before we get started, I do have some news on the Washington Chronicles front. I did receive word that the final decisions on our Washington Chronicles panel will come down shortly next week. But if you still want to see us, we will be in the Seattle area for the weekend of the 6th through the 8th. So come join us, hang out with us. Let's talk some games. And we will see if we can entertain you all the same. Okay.
And we will be at the convention even if we don't get our panel.
Yes, we will. Us three ourselves will be at the convention. So catch us wearing our spiffy little W2 report shirts. Okay. How about we rank some games? This is what we typically do for 2025 for our smooth finish. So here are our ground rules for that.
Okay, ground rules for this. No prawn and games that you played in 2025.
And release year does not matter.
Depends on, honestly, if we want to go all the way back, some of the better games on my list are, that's going to be a thing. So, we want to start from 5?
Actually, why don't we do this? Why don't we pick our worst game of the year? Then we pick our mid game of the year, and then we pick our best game of the year.
So only 3 games we need.
Only 3 games we need.
Okay. Okay. Let's go from worst to best.
Okay. And I've already started. I'm going to go ahead and start by rewarding the game Sorry We're Closed, the worst game of the year.
It could have been better, true.
I played its demo, and unfortunately, it did not leave much home to write home about.
Yeah, sad.
It was a Resident Evil looking thing that pushed its propaganda way too out of the way too out in the forefront. But if you want to know why I played Sorry We're Closed yesterday, uh, we're gonna talk about that in about 5 short minutes.
Okay, Len, your turn.
Oh, for me, easily the worst game of the year is Skyrim because none of the mods work anymore.
Some people said that about Fallout 4,
Yeah.
especially the
Well,
last about month or so. I think they've pretty much settled now. So
Skyrim and Skyrim with guns can share that spot together, I guess.
yeah. Okay, I suppose that means it's my turn. Ugh. Wow, I'm looking through the list of things. I'm looking through the list of things. What the no? There's a few things that I've actually just kind of skipped over, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna do this? hmm Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go for Metal Gear Solid 3 in its original, in its original form. Camera
Ooh.
controls on that were just hateful. Ugh. They were.
Yeah.
That's based on what I played, and but what I played of it this year. Um, it's not worse than the Slaughtering Grounds, but it's yeah. Mind you, we also had the remake of it, which was not terrible, Mr. Sanjin.
Yes.
Okay, let's stick in something. Let's stick in something between worst and blandest.
Okay.
I'll start.
Okay.
Okay. What was I looking for? Oh yes. Um, Sonic Adventure DX. Its director's cut. As yeah, Sega was still experimenting with that with 3D platforming. They were very bad, and they were very bad at player training.
So it's a not the worst, but you still feel the need to gripe about it kind of
Yes,
game.
yes. I stabbed it in the face when we looked at it, and yeah, we did Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 on back-to-back live streams. It's not bad. Sonic's 2006 still takes that mark, but I didn't play Sonic 2006 this year. Or did I? I might have. I don't remember.
Might have repressed it.
If we did, we didn't play much of it.
All right. My mid game happens to be Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced Edition.
Oh boy. This is the one between your mid and your... Because we're doing between the mid and the...
We're
Mid
doing
and
game you gotta
worst.
gripe about.
Some game you
Oh,
can...
okay. In that case, then, I gotta go with Helldivers 2. My my game of the year last year happens to be stuck in a rut. And I don't like that.
Well, who does?
It's like, what kind of rut are you noticing?
Well, it's like the same repetitive shit all over and over again.
Well, that would be Grand Theft Auto and Assassin's Creed.
True.
Because Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5 are just meh.
All right, Lynn, you're up.
Yep. Between mid and horrible.
A game I do feel the need to gripe about is I tried playing Trinity Survivors again.
Oh boy.
It's a Vampire Survivors like game, and that's become a sort of pet genre of mine.
That genre.
Yeah, and my problem with Trinity Survivors is that it's like 3 or 4 levels in, it just hits this difficulty spike.
Ah, yes, the difficulty wall.
That's gonna need grinding to get past.
Okay. Not
And
so much a difficulty wall as a difficulty overhang. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like the game functions well. It's not a particularly bad game. It's just that spike is just that was an uninstall point for me at this point.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Even I managed to finish my worst game. Not so much Sonic.
No, it's most of the Vampire Survivors like games I've played. I have a
Severe distrust.
well,
for
don't know if it's like it's hard to say beaten per se because that would require like 100%ing it.
Well, no.
But I have like gotten quite far in most of them.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the sudden grind necessity.
Not cool.
I got a gripe about that.
You were doing great until you weren't. Okay. So we'd actually come back around to me.
Are we on the mediocre now?
Yeah, we're gonna do the meh around the world. For me, PGA Tour 2K25.
Oh.
I don't like the idea of spending 3 hours on a single course. And on top of that, player training is not what it should be. Again, but as I was going through the list of things I have played this year, I got a couple months down, and I went from the one right above it to like 2 or 3 below it. I had to stop and look again. Like, oh, that one! I did play that, didn't I?
All right. You've of course already heard my Mag game. It's Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced Edition.
Yep.
While I like the enhanced parts of Grand Theft Auto 5, I just feel like it's it's the same old repetitive shit over and over again.
Just
So-
spinning its wheels, oddly enough.
Yeah. So it's,
Do better, Rockstar.
Do better, Rockstar. Exactly. At least offer something for my time playing your game for 13 freaking years.
Yeah, no kidding. They said GTA 6 is supposed to be out Q2 next year. So they've got about 6
I am not
months.
holding my breath on that.
Oh no. And everybody's whining about GTA 6 being $100, but that's not actually what happened. Rockstar has not officially made any noises in the direction of this game will be $100. It was one so-called journalist saying GTA 6 should be $100, and here's why. Then she went on to suck so much Rockstar cock that I'm not sure she didn't explode from like too much fluid involved.
No, she
Yeah.
licked their shoes so aggressively. I'm surprised she didn't choke on the laces.
Yeah, no, I like mine better. Some people do have inflation for yeah, they like the idea of inflation.
uh,
Okay,
Lance,
what do you
your
got
turn.
for us?
Yeah, it's oddly enough for me, the most mediocre game was Oblivion Remastered. It
Oh, I
is.
forgot about that one.
It is. Yeah, well, yeah, that's how mediocre it ultimately was. It's like I realized it's like Oblivion Remastered actually is a better game than standard base Oblivion, but ultimately it just can't get past the fact that Oblivion itself is an ultimately mediocre game.
Yeah, and it's funny because I actually forgot it existed.
Yeah.
Oh, between that, but then again, between that and PGA Tour 2K25, yeah, I'll still take Oblivion over PGA Tour 2025.
Oh, so would I.
Okay, so let's do the midpoint between meh game and really good game.
Not the best, but still a good time.
Yep, Len, you can start us off. I think
Let's see here.
you haven't had a chance to speak first.
Actually, Baldur's Gate 3 for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did it's like I've been doing co-op with a friend every now and then. And it has been fun watching her it's like seeing someone else discover what's going on, and also the fact that it's like she decided to be a lizard barbarian for every option. It's like, so for every opportunity, I just go like, pick the barbarian option, pick the barbarian option.
Wow. Remind
It's like-
me to play with you guys.
Oh, it's like this might need a key. Ooh, barbarian option. Rip the door off.
Rip the door clean off. Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't the most fun I've had, but it was still a good time.
That makes it my turn. This one here kind of threw me. But I'm gonna have to give it to Persona 3 Reload. They did some nice things with it, but yeah, in the end, it's actually just Persona 3. Kind of, don't get me wrong. Like I said, they did some really good things with it. Mixed up the formula a tad, but this is one of those I still haven't. Despite liking the game, I still haven't finished it. So yeah, that came out earlier this year, and I played it at the time. Sanji?
Well, despite my 84.1 hours into this game, I'm actually going to give it to PGA Tour 2K25.
So you think it's better? So you think it's better than Meh?
Yeah, I've actually had so much fun. I've exclusively played this game on my Steam Deck.
Okay.
And and I've and I've and I've and I've and I've loved to play, and I'd love to play the game whenever I get bored and watching TV or something like that. So
You still have TV?
yeah, I
Damn.
still have TV. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
All right. So I suppose it's time for our best games of the year. And I suppose it's my turn to start.
Yep, your turn to start, then go to Len.
All right. For me, I have to give it to Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8 Remake.
Why am I not surprised? You know what? I think I'm just going to sit here and have a heart attack from not surprised.
I've actually decided 1 and 2 based on my enjoyment out of it, but I've actually had more enjoyment playing this game more than PGA Tour this year, and I'm definitely looking forward to its expansion pack
Okay,
coming out in January.
nice.
So I'm looking forward to getting even more hours out of it than my 324 hours of Romance of 313.
Oof. Oh, they don't register them. Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Mr. Len, it's your turn.
The most fun I've had in a game this year actually has been Heroes of Hammerwatch 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I really did enjoy Heroes of Hammerwatch 1. And it's like I did a lot of co-op with that. And then with Heroes of Hammerwatch 2, it's like they did change things around a bit, but really what really bumped up the fun factor for me was just the going from class to advanced, or it's like specialty classing as well. So it's like, hey, I can actually build a playstyle I enjoy around this character that I usually hate. You know, it's like I usually hate archers, but hey, this archer summons wolves.
Yeah, well, Stealth Archer build. I love those, especially in Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, so that's why Heroes of Hammerwatch 2 has my game of the year. Although it's like I do see why it's like other people don't like it, because the first Heroes of Hammerwatch, it was a lot more Gauntlet-like in terms of pacing, because you'd be running around a lot more quickly, and everything hits you quicker. In this, it's a bit slower pace, more strategic kind of thing, but yeah.
Okay, so here is my problem. I've got two games of pretty much of equal stature. So I'm gonna give you guys both of them, especially since they're both from the same franchise. Ha ha! Um, Silent Hill 2, the remake. We played the remake, and I went back and played the original version just for just to see what the differences are. And a lot of people were right. They kind of trimmed down and sandblasted off some of the little corners and shit. Not my idea of great, but it worked. So I'm not going to be too pissed off about it. The original I still like more,
Yeah.
quite a bit more. Okay, and the other one, Silent Hill F. They think it was Fine or what the hell ever. No, it's just F. It doesn't stand for feminism. They have a female main character, not a problem. Um, but yeah, no, there's dudes in there, there's gals. Um, there is some creepy shit in the fog. Um, when you start was once you really get started, and that but I really what the one thing I've really detested thus far was the outrun trying to outrun the the red spiky shit right after this poor girl winds up in Foggy Town. Some people would like to tell us that this is not a Silent Hill game. I kind of disagree. Um, you can conceptualize Silent Hill with its oppressive atmosphere and the fog and all that crap. But think about it. The last time we were actually in Silent Hill was for Silent Hill. I want to say, Silent Hill 3. Because Silent Hill 4, we don't know where that happened. And it was still a Silent Hill game.
Mhm.
This one here is the fifth, the actual fifth in the series, and then you got the same kind of oppressive atmosphere.
Right.
So, yeah, we're gonna go with those.
Now, there is a reason why we started off the show today with our picks for Game of the Year. That's because the Indie Game Awards decided on the December the 20th to disqualify their pick for the Game of the Year.
Yeah, Clair Obscur. They used generative AI in their initial processing, and there might be a texture in there there might have been a texture or something in there. It was like one object, and they took away the.
They disqualified it completely.
Clair Obscur was an excellent game. Not as good as Silent Hill F, in my opinion, but I'm allowed to disagree.
Yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I posit that they made the right decision in disqualifying it, but they did it for the wrong reasons. The reason I disqualify it from Indie Game of the Year is the fact that when you have 200 support developers, you're double A, not an indie game, not an indie developer.
Well, the definition of indie game these days is changing rapidly.
Yes. The Indie Game Awards took place on December 18th, and as many could assume, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 took home the awards for Game of the Year and Debut Game.
Okay, fair enough. They got to keep debut game, didn't it?
Nope.
Oh, we took that one away. Oh, wow.
However, things have changed, and the Indie Game Awards are making a big decision to strip Claire Obscur and developer Sandfall Interactive of their awards over the use of generative AI in the game. In their announcement made on Saturday afternoon, 6/1 Indie, the creators of the show said that the removal comes after discovery after voting was done and the show was recorded. The Indie Game Awards have a hard stance of use of generative... Okay, I'm not going to read that statement. Mainly because it's a load of crap.
These loads of crap?
Yes. Here is what Francois Messieurs, producer of Clair Obscur, said to El Paso via video conference on July 19th, 2025. We use some AI, but not so much. That's all he said.
I don't even know if it was. They can't even prove it was generative AI. Not off that.
No.
Chances are they used an AI for optimization. And that is something that any sort of even a light algorithm can do better than any person. Well, at least faster.
Well, let's finish the
Not
quote.
necessarily better. You still have to have someone to go over the code. But yeah,
Let's finish the quote. The key is that we were very clear about about what we wanted to do and how and what to invest in. And of course, technology has allowed us to do things that were unthinkable a short time ago. Unreal Engine 5's tools and assets have been very important in improving the graphics, gameplay, and cinematics.
okay.
They use Unreal Engine 5's default tools.
Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing.
But apparently, somebody got their panties in a twad over at...
Hold on, I want to see this. After discovery, after voting was done in the show, no. Let's see. The Indie Game Awards have a hard stance on the use of Gen AI throughout the nomination process. I'm kind of curious as to how they can actually back that up, because
Yes.
the whole point of generative AI, or at least the adoption of the light adoption of the technology, didn't even come into play until just a few months ago.
And as we talked about last week, it could be just something simple as Larian going in and framing out the levels with generative AI,
Yep.
and
And
that
that's something
would have
they
been enough
actually
to disqualify.
And Larian not only owned up, they owned that. They owned it.
Here, Clair Obscur developer could have said, "Yeah, we used Unreal Engine 5's tools to improve everything about that, and it could have been AI."
Now I have a question. Of stupid. Does Unreal Engine 5 even have AI tools?
That is a good question. That is a very good question to ask. I would say early versions of Unreal Engine 5 do not.
Except
However, later later revisions of Unreal Engine 5 do. And feel free to hold me against the fire on this one.
Okay, procedural content generation. That's the thing that gets you. Okay, there's 1,000,006 roguelike games that use that. UE 5.7.
Instant Help.
They have.
Yeah, Instant Help. Yeah, they could have been
Sure.
using they could have been using 5.7.
I doubt it.
Funnily
5.7.
enough, procedural generation is a technology used inside of AI. Speaking
Well,
of roguelikes.
But people have been doing procedural setups for years. Couple of,
Okay.
at least 2 decades.
Sorry
At least.
for jumping ahead, but I had to move a tab around. Okay, now the replacement winners happens to be Blueprints for Game of the Year and a little game called Sorry We're Closed as debut game. And you could probably tell by the LGBTQ plus tag what kind of message they're sending on this game. It's being
Yeah,
developed. Yeah, it's being developed by A La Mode Games, which if you can take a look over at the Indie Game Awards page themselves, you can find one of the presenters being C. Bedford at A La Mode Games. Does that smell a conflict of interest to you?
Sounds like it to me. But I don't think I. we got a friend. We got a friend in the crowd. We can just give it to them because that game looked like shit. And according to some of the peeps I've been watching and other correspondents, it plays like shit too.
Well, why don't we test it out for ourselves? I have the game. I have the demo of the game.
Copy. You have the demos?
Yes, I have the demos. I
how
am ready.
about
I am prepared to submerge my eyeballs for that, for science.
Well, we're going to. I think what we should do is just do that on the next episode.
You know what? That's a good idea.
And then potentially we could both do some playtime on it, and you can listen to us gripe about that,
Yeah.
or even all three of us.
Yeah, but circling back on this, even the writer of this article has a conflict of interest.
Yeah, that's actually worse.
Yes. Because you could if you scroll down all the way down for more insider gaming, check out how Mike Straw voted as a judge for the Indie Game Awards.
Ooh.
He should not be writing this article.
Oh boy. Nathan Grayson again.
Yeah.
And just for the record, folks, they asked for $25 for this.
Oh yes, with a 30% discount.
Just because it's the Steam Winter Sale, which means we've got what, 6-7 days? We've got a week ish
Weekish, yeah.
to get all of the things sorted out.
I'm going to actually close that tab out. He had no business writing this article. And he most certainly has no business being on the inside looking inside.
Yeah, I find it entertaining. You can get the game and the soundtrack right now for 22. But if you want the whole thing, at normal prices,
Yeah, shall triple A prices.
quite near. This is 49.47. Looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking $50, give or take a little.
Yeah.
And that's because they have 2 DLC, the soundtrack and the art book, both of which are $10. So you're looking at 44%. You're looking at 40 some dollars. You're still looking at 40 some dollars. Almost 50.
Yeah. Well. As knowing is half the battle.
Now you know.
Now you know. Well, I guess that's the rest of the story for 2025. How corruption changes everything.
Corruption is everything.
That too. But I wasn't going to be prepared to go that far.
No, it's the people who treat people fairly. They're the exception.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'd like to thank you for watching our smooth finish for 2025. I have been Sanji Himura. Thank you for watching the W2 report for 2025. And stay tuned for 2020 for our coverage on 2026. And beware, the tax man cometh.
Hello, folks. This is Morgan Freeman. This concludes our broadcast today. I'm Morgan Freeman. Good night.